Hey guys, so live. I got Sean Bond here. Yeah, I was going to say, hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I have my really good friend, a brother, I consider my brother. I have with me Sean Bond, and Sean Bond is with PsionicLeague, Spiritual Science. Sean is the founder of PsionicLeague and Silver Spiritual Science. They are spiritual healers who aid others in their holistic healing and spiritual growth. And just say, tonight we're going to get a little bit into healing, guys. So in no way am I going against the World Health Organization, and in no way are we trying to give medical advice. This is always consult your doctor before you pick up any. I have to say this, guys. Always consult your doctor before you do anything. And how do I say this? Yeah. And all that's. I'm trying to think of the best way to say this. Always consult your doctor before you do anything, and we're not going against the World Health Organization, and I'm not giving medical advice. I think that's the most important thing. But anyway, Sean's skilled at accessing the user DNA managed over the body to track issues to their point of origin. In order to resolve any problem happening to the body may be accessed by organic spiritual technology within an individual. He assists in creating operating systems to help individuals manifest dormant abilities and unlock their psychic potential and upgrade their body's energy systems. And can I just say, like, before we get started, I've been a firsthand, Sean's been a good friend to me, and he's always offered me like energy healing. And there were times where I didn't think it was going to work. There was one time recently where I had a toothache. You're not going to believe this. This is the honest to God truth. So YouTube can take this down wherever they want, but this is the honest to God truth. I had a toothache, and Sean, I had told Sean about it, and he actually healed my tooth. Like, I couldn't believe it. He sent me energy healing, and it actually like healed my tooth. And I was at the point where I thought I was going to have to go to the dentist. I was like, and that's when I was like, wow, like energy healing. So maybe it's like energy healing can be a great assistance to whatever people are regularly doing. So it's not like you have to go against mainstream medical, but you can add energy healing into your regimen for and I know a lot of this isn't proven, but yeah. But Sean, thanks so much. I just have to say all that stuff because I don't want them to take the video down. But thanks so much for joining me, brother. How are you?
I'm wonderful, overpowered tonight with making breakthroughs. So I'm all charged up and ready to go. We can do a lot. And I'm thank you for saying that. And yeah, I love healing and helping people release their pain. I went through tremendous amounts of it as a kid, teenager, etc. And had to learn how it works. And I had the overwhelming tooth pain as well, and understand how it works and the mechanics and the physics. So it's one of my specialties. So anytime you need it, let me know. And maybe we'll go into that. Maybe we'll go into whatever anyone else in the chat wants to go into. I also can be doing healing or clearing reading kind of things or problem solving for people in the chat. I don't know how you'd like to do that. I usually do like a thing where, hey, send us your number or whatever, and we'll chat. Or if you put out a text long enough that describes it in your situation, then maybe we can solve it. As well as I'll do some card pulling. Funny card pulls for people. If anyone wants to take a card, we're doing Cards Against Humanity, which will be different than most tarot readers, which is the universe having a sense of humor.
That's awesome. And what I was going to say is you guys can support the podcast if you want. You can donate. I'll put a link for the chat if you want to donate. It's better if you can super chat. I haven't got super chat since they turned them back on, but they are on, so you guys can super chat. And you can definitely donate through PayPal if you want. And and that link, I put that link in the description now. But yeah, so what we'll do, guys, is we're going to do a mix of everything tonight. So we're going to do like oh, see, I see Catherine Ann Wright already wants a reading. She says, Daz, missing time number, police hold. So you got to give us a little bit more information, Catherine. But like, I love that. So what we're going to do is we'll do a mix of like readings. Like Sean said, we'll do a mix of readings, card pulls, in alternative healing. And again, we're not giving medical advice, but an alternative healing to assist people in their journey. I think it's not going to heal you, but it'll assist you in your journey. I'll just say that. And it'll probably assist you really well. You'll see from the energy. But and I love Sean's idea of Cards Against Humanity. What is that, Sean? What does that mean, Cards Against Humanity?
Yeah, so it's not like any esoteric terminology with me being against humanity or anything. It's a literal card game that uses outrageous terms, and you fill in the gaps in a sentence with a random selection of your cards, and whoever picks the card that makes everyone else in the group laugh into the sentence the most usually wins, or the most true. And it's raunchy and a good time, and it's funny, and we'll have the funny answers, and people can add to their funny answers or what it means, and then the true answer that's underneath it all, that will usually make sense with something cool. And yeah, if anyone has any pain in chat, let us know. And yeah, I don't know how does your super chat system work. We can work within that, or
Yeah,
whatever.
people can either super chat or they can do PayPal. It's better to do PayPal because then But yeah, and I put that in the chat, and they let me have super chats back again, so they are back. You can do that too. But yeah.
Cool.
And what I was saying, guys, was what was I saying? Oh, I think this would be maybe a good place to start off. This is Catherine Ann Wright. She's a good friend of mine. She's trying to get me started with this coffee company that she has. Says she has 6 days of missing time when the police took her in custody. So she was seeing if you could maybe and then I'll follow up with her reading a message here. She says maybe you could do a reading to see if anything bad happened to her. So she has like 6 days of missing time when taken into police custody, and she can't remember what happened.
Usually, like with that, I ask more detailed question, like why were you in the police, and were you taking drugs or anything, or what is the last thing you remember, and then I ask for like something greater or substantial to tune into with them. I'll do a cold reading though.
Did you hear those questions, though, Kat? Like, Catherine, if you could answer those, that might help you get a better answer. Like, if you could, I'm sure you aren't. I mean, I don't know if you were under the influence of alcohol or marijuana or anything like that. I was just asking. I'm not saying you were, but we have to know so like he can get an accurate read on you. And then also, what was the other question?
And it goes into like. Yeah, I'd wonder like why were they in the police office and or under custody, and so 6 days is substantial. That usually doesn't happen. So I'd ask for more information on that one specifically, but also if anyone has pain or overwhelm of negative emotions or been feeling issues or soreness or something, let us know in the chat and we can go into resolving that. I'm not reading like over too much supernatural occurrences, at least. So, I mean,
it says she says she had crossed over from California from Oregon carrying high capacity guns and weapons for properly stored, fully licensed for carrying, but they got me and threw me into a hospital for I'm guessing 3 days,
Interesting. Why hospital? Was there, because they would just usually put you in a jail cell for that. So yeah, I ask more. That's a very in-depth thing. I'm not reading too much supernatural occurrences, so nothing like abduction or something. But I'd say it's anytime you're not conscious, and you usually mean your body's unconscious if you don't remember, or if somehow you just don't if you want to find out if you were seen being awake and aware, and you just don't remember, or you were like unconscious, or if anyone saw you for those days, and then you'd be able to like go more on that. I'd say there's some incursions into it that you'll need to clear up.
Well, one of the things that Bird brought up was Lydia brought up a good thing. Lydia says maybe they sedated her. Maybe she's a MyLab or something, or targeting or something like that.
Yeah, it could be. I like. Do you take phone calls or anything for your
I
show?
wish I did. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So if anybody's, I mean, I can't do it tonight, but the best I can do is like put these messages and then put the comments up on the screen.
Mm.
Like,
How
um,
about if they send you their number on email and then you just bring it up on your phone or WhatsApp or something that won't cost you money? That's what we do.
I have unlimited calling. I think so. They can call me. You want me to do that? You
Okay.
want me to?
Sure. Yeah. Just put up your email or something if people want to get in more depth call and
Yeah.
because
So I'll put
I
in my
really want
email
to
here.
interview
If
it.
or should I give a StreamYard? Should I put my email and then I can give a StreamYard link and they can actually join us for like an in-depth
Yeah.
meeting?
Sure. And then as long as you can manage it and in the what amount of time do you want them to have on stage?
I would say
And
maybe three
then
to 5 minutes, because because there's going to
okay.
be a lot of people. Because some people are donating and they're going to want in, and some people are going to want card pulls and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, you know,
Okay.
yeah, I'm going to
Yeah,
put
let's
my
do the
email in the
donations
chat,
in
guys.
order, and then the other people like, and then let me know who wants to try out a healing for their pain, and then they can comment what they're feeling as it goes down from how I measure it 10 to 0 when the pain's gone fully,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then what I have to do, guys, is I'm gonna put my email in the. Here's how I'm gonna do this. This is the best way to do this. I'm gonna put my email in StreamYard right now, and then whoever wants to join us, you can join us. But I have to email you the StreamYard link because remember what happened on Halloween? I put the public link out to everybody, and some psychopath joined me. And I didn't ask him. Some psychopath came out of nowhere and he started screaming obscenities and he ruined the whole show for everybody. So we have to be
I've
very
had
selective
that.
with who we give a StreamYard link to. I have to like kind of screen the
Right,
people
right.
first. So here's my email, and then yeah, and if you guys want to join us on StreamYard to tell Sean your case or to talk about something, you can definitely do that. So what I would
Sure.
start off with this one. This one's from Dawn. This is a super chat. Dawn just says he'd like a card pull.
Sure. Can you get so when people ask for a card, ask for a card, and then also what you want it for. Like, do you want a reading for how to improve my abilities, power, psychic, telekinesis, better future, more abundance? Like a lot of people like abundance, but whatever you want. Also put that next to the card pull. I'll give an example with you, Rob. What would you like? And then I'll pull a card for it, and then people put that in the chat, and
What
then
do I
Don
want?
just put another comment, and then we'll
I
go
want a
to.
girl with a big booty and yoga pants. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
That's what I really want. No, okay.
Okay.
I'd like more
Love
abundance. I'd
attraction.
like more
Cool.
abundance. So that's. Do
Uh,
you want to do me first?
you sure you don't want the booty? Okay. All
I
right.
do want that actually, but it's
I'll
never
pull
shown
one
up
for
at
the
my
booty,
door.
and I'll
So
pull one for the abundance. How about that?
that sounds good. And then we'll do Dawn next. Yeah. I'd love to see what comes up.
All right. Okay. Let me just make sure the order of these cards is correct. Okay.
Well, I'm going to take Dawn's
Interesting.
thing off the screen first, so people know that this is for me and this isn't for Dawn. And then we'll get right back to you, Dawn, because Dawn showed what he wants. He wants balance, and I'll get back to Dawn in a second. But I would like to get my
Yeah. So the one for your big booty, you know, uh,
Girl in
future
yoga
girlfriend or
pants,
whatever.
hot
Yeah,
girl in yoga. Yeah.
yeah, yoga pants. So the card that came up is this one, size of my penis. So
There's nothing wrong with that. It's so funny. How's that? That's crazy. That's amazing. Like these cards are amazing, man.
shit, the universe wants to tell you about that. And then, so, people can put in the chat what they think that means and how that's going to get him a big booty girl in yoga pants. and then I'll go into the real answer. And then for your abundance, it says a pizza guy who fucked up. So what do you think that means? And then put that in the chat. Okay, so the card with the size of my penis, it points to your penis. So it goes into penis magic, which is interesting, which makes sense. There's a lot of generators in the sexual organs and technology. So it's like a magic wand. Same thing with women. There's like an attractor type of magnetic field pull, and then also with the nipple magic. But so you can really purifying it, clearing it of all attachment, and get into where the generators feel safe is a lot of it. Then it's flowing into a pheromone and an attractor field that syncs up with your higher self and source. That then is, you can program it to what the generators do. Like they'll give, depending on what stage of your sexual life and stuff you are in, to where what you want it to do, such as if you're married, making it more potent, or if you're single, making it so it attracts women and gives them the butterflies, and gives them real like tunnel vision as soon as they see you, to like lock onto you and then want to pursue you or be pursued by you and give you the hints. So okay, that's 70%. But then there's okay, what's this one? Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, it goes in the circuit. So there's a projection and attraction, and then you want to program what you're attracting, what kind of person you want to attract, and then you program that in. You clear it of things wanting to mess with that, with who you attract, as well as intensify it. And
It's so cool. This is so cool. I love this. Like,
okay, what's this one? Okay, it goes into manifestation, law of attraction stuff, and it goes with vision, especially. It wants you to, and emotion. And it wants you to kind of make a description or a narrowing down of the type of women you like at peak. Like hair color, age, features, features, or your the big booty you want. So it needs to attract the butt. The butt.
See, that's like what my ex. I always go by. That's what my ex-girlfriend was like. My ex-girlfriend was like very. She was only like 5'5", but she was very slim waist. She had a really nice butt, and she always wore yoga pants. I mean, a lot of my girlfriends did. Yeah, so yeah. I guess I kind of go. I tend to date girls that the same thing, you know. But I fell for my ex-girlfriend because she had a Ouija board shirt on in Walmart, and I hit on her, and then we kind of ended up getting together. But like I haven't been able to meet anybody around here recently, so I don't know, you know.
This is a strategy. So you get out to where, so you make a description, the things that you're open to, and then you put yourself in their shoes of what they would be doing in their timeline. And you kind of sink into it in meditation and see it with a map of your area. And then you can even draw on the map and the outline. There'll probably be either at the gym or the yoga classes, some spiritual classes, some dance lessons, something that gets you to meet people, and there's options, and then what your higher self is opening you up to, you open up to the influence your higher self to send you to certain places as they sync up with their higher self to send them to the same place. And then a lot of contact things like dance, or there's different get-togethers or hiking or something, and you peruse those. You want to meet as many people and become with friends as many people as possible, because they might know the person as well, because they might be a shut-in or something. So there's that, and then then visualizing it and you can clear your emotional body or hug yourself and cultivate the feeling as if it's been manifested, as if it's already true. and then sustain that by purifying all attachment to doubt that represents it's not true, and then become it as if it's like you're effortlessly confident that it'll pull you in that direction, and then stay open to the type of nudges that your higher self would give you to bring you to that place to meet the need. And it's like you're fueling it with emotion, energy, and motion to reality warp the situation. So penis magic, get into that. And
does that mean magic's going to happen with my penis? Like
it already does. It already does. So,
yeah, I was going to say, I've never had an issue down there before, but I mean, okay, so I'll move on to someone else because I'm getting embarrassed. I don't want to talk about myself.
No, yeah, we'll go on to the manifestation too. But go ahead and bring up another person if you want.
Yeah, because does it say anything about me manifesting, or does it like does it?
Yeah. So in the pizza guy who fucked up, and if you want to go into the chat and look at whatever, it points to the word fucked. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it does. It means that, like, on one of the 50 plus different definitions of fucked, so there's energetic attachment to your abundance that things are kind of fucking you over by trying to steal from you, and if you counter those things, like, abundance is about building up a density that then reflects and cycles through your reality in manifestation and attraction, and bringing people and then exchanging value, so projection and reception, and maintaining a system where you build up density and abundance while connecting through a circuit, doing the work and protecting itself. And there's a lot of systems for that, unfortunately, but a lot of it is stopping things from draining it. So the fucked part, that's part. So there's that.
Yeah. I'll get to this. So we had Don in here, and he said Don was he wanted a card. He said, and his goal was to find balance. He said he'd like to find balance.
Okay, so Don, your pathway to balance in the balance of your world is this card from the universe. So don't blame me. I'm just the messenger. It says revenge fucking. So that is your pathway to balance. Okay. Okay, so it points to people can actually just comment if they want into what they think that means. What's the storyline that goes into? But feel free to comment your funny suggestions on that. So it points to revenge in it, and it goes into. So revenge is a system of attachment to you, as well as you to things and outcomes, as well as needing something to happen, control, which goes to the center point of the solar plexus with power, control, the ego, need for things to happen or do a certain way. And this pulls on your internal scales. It unbalances you from the attachment of others and what they did to you, or grudges or anger or need for certain things to be a certain way. Like I know I'll have that with, like, the world going certain ways and me wanting to change it and all that. And you can, but a lot of the systems of it need the person to detach as they goes to the state of enlightenment from the external bullshit that would keep you in drama and drain from you, which is all this parasitic system of the world. And it's a lot of the ego mystery school goes into the ego likes to hold on to control and power. And in order to gain more of those things in reality, you have to let go of the finite version of it that's like some dramatic bullshit of some illusion game with the Maya of the reality hologram. And you're letting go of the finite one to embrace the infinite version of it. That's deep in the heart, connected to your source and beyond being in the universe, which is like you not needing to control anything or not really needing power because it's all there. And because you are everything and you don't really need, it's like a voting system in unity in holistic super awareness that then culminates to the manifest. And then you put in more of, if you want something to happen, you put in more of that into your chess move, and then more of it becomes aware and is convinced, and then the reality gets behind it. And then letting go of the need and force of the control. So then revenge also goes into letting go of grudges, also goes into that with attachments. Buddha goes into, it's like holding on to a hot coal and expecting the other person to get burned. Forgiveness is rising above the need for that to have any power over you, that person's reality, whatever they did, to where it's like a weight that's coming off you and it has no more ability to affect you anymore. And so there's all these systems, and also with anger, the power to be released that is condensed in the body and not allowed to freely flow through the plumbing and see where it wants to go. And then it starts to release and you feel really at peace and loving and, oh, wow, it feels so much better. So there's all these different systems that could mean that references. And so that's how you would find balance, by letting go of the attachment that pulls it in any one direction. And it's like becoming the balance.
That's amazing. The next one is Melinda McClung, and Melinda McClung sent a PayPal. Thank you, Melinda. And she says, I put my request in the chat. Thank you so much. But I can't find her request here. Melinda, if you're here, Melinda, if you're here, can you put your request in the chat again so I can put it up on the screen, because for whatever reason I can't find your comment in the chat. So, here she is. Yeah. She says she deals with pain from scoliosis. Healing, please. She says.
Okay. What? I'll send you a healing, and anyone else that wants that can do that too. And tell me as it goes down to 0, and also you can give me more details, like what part of the spine, like the lower, middle, upper, or whatever. And then tell us as it goes down from 10 to all the way down to 0.
He actually does work magic, guys. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. Like
I teach people, and if they ever want to do a session or whatever, because I need time to go into it, the physics of it, then they can learn how to do it too. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's weird. Like ever since you pulled that magic trick card or whatever, the one about the like I felt a warm sense area in my crotch. Like there's like actually like penis magic going on. Like, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? This guy's like some kind of wizard. It's just like some kind of wizardry. I'm joking, but now I'm being serious wizardry too. It's like like you're amazing, man. Like you're like thanks. Know what you do. Like it's like
oh yeah, you're automatically clearing all that the attachment and the limitation and doing exactly what I went into, and then turning on that power to the fullest, and it's changing your timeline and making it so that those big booty girls come knocking. The bigger you get your dick, the size of your sun and your dick, like of the generators of energy. Yeah,
it's maybe more about you want that BDE, that big dick energy, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Because like right now, I'm more of like a pacifist, and I used to be a lot more outgoing and energetic, but like lately I've become more like, I don't know what happened, like I just kind of. Just like as you get older, you kind of just lose your energy. You know what I mean? You kind of just become, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Oh yeah. That goes into the attachment and the drain, and some other like weights that are put on us to limit it. Because like they don't want us to have power, because then we do big things and you change the world. So as long as you keep countering those things, I can teach you. I'll give you a list. Just bring it up to me later in our chats, and I'll give you the methods for that. But yeah, you never have to. I used to have chronic fatigue syndrome, so couldn't get out of bed, just like constantly tired for weeks and months. And I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is a sick.
That's me, dude. I get
bullshit."
depressed and I get depressed and I get like really tired and I get like, like I can do my podcast, but besides that, I'm kind of like, like it's very like, yeah, I know. But wow, I'm gonna have to learn from you. I really do. Like I really do.
Yeah, just bring it up. Remind me of whatever you want to work on, and we'll do it at any given time. And yeah. They throw all these blocks and weights in our pathway to try to slow us down. The king of the hill of apex multidimensional predators on the planet, that we're taking the planet back. Yeah, we got this. We're not letting it stop us. We're keep chugging along. Even if it slows us down, it won't stop us.
So Melinda said thank you. I'm not sure if the pain's going down for her yet, or if she if you want to tell us, Melinda.
Just give us more data when on like how it feels later on, especially at the end of the show. Let us know. And then big dick energy, big real thing. You can cultivate it even without having that, I would suppose. But it's about that chi, and then another cool thing, you can make people orgasm from a distance and with barely any movement too. It's really cool with all this density. It's like, whoa, what the hell?
It's like real magic, right? It's like real magic. Yeah. It's like real magic exists, It's like it's crazy to say that, but it really does, It's because we've been so indoctrinated to believe that it doesn't exist, but it does exist, and we can really change our reality. This world is malleable and bendable,
Yeah. It's the renaissance that's going to happen in the future. Like as more people wake up, the consciousness shift, and like what is subtle energy? Medicine is everything is energy, so it's like a condensed bulk amount of program type of energy that's been cultivated usually through plants and a collective consciousness. You can go in their mystery school and learn that energy, and then learn how to generate it, and then produce multiple types of healing energy that do different things. As an example. But there's everything in this reality has a teaching kind of school pathway that you can understand more about the greater physics of reality.
How about Melinda said, it's my whole spine, and she said my whole body is tingling and vibrating. She said she also deals with CFS. I'm not sure what CFS is. Chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay, yeah, she deals with chronic fatigue syndrome.
So if you want that, I'll help you with that too, which will go into your solar plexus and probably your heart. It is some other things that are there are things that are targeted throughout the body for different people, depending on what they have activated in rare abilities or generators, or what they did to attract attention, and then all these different systems of cutting off a thing from stealing your stuff and then making it so it feels safe, which will get done. So let us know as that continues. Do you want to do another?
I'm glad you guys are super chatting, but it's also good to PayPal. I'm going to PayPal and Cash App are better, because I want to actually hook up Sean at the end of the night. Like I want to pay him something. So whatever you guys donate, that'll go towards me paying him too. And if you ask any psychic that I do pay on here, I'm one of the only people that pays psychics. I don't know anybody else that's offering that psychic. But I'm not saying that to give myself any credit, but and some people don't take it. But I feel like they deserve it for their work, because they're changing the world, and they're using their mind to manipulate the ether, and that says a lot. And especially what you do, Sean, you're really changing the world, and I really think you can change the world.
Let's split it.
I'll get and this next one's a PayPal. It's from Elizabeth Broussard, and she says, can you do an energy clearing or healing for my husband's tinnitus? It's been constant and sometimes debilitating. I can't. I don't know where her thing is in the profile. Oh wait, he's already tuned into you, so he's already tuned in. Elizabeth Broussard's husband. Let us know in the chat.
Okay, so tinnitus is a lot of things. It's the body giving. It's like your phone going off. It's giving you a message. It might be multiple messages depending on the different tones that go up too, because different things perceived by the lobe, being multiple energy bandwidth currents being received by the brain, or the internal body sending off a message, which could be like, hey, there's a entity stealing energy from you and trying to do this negative thing, and the body wants you to become aware of it. Or it might be an ancestor knocking on your door, or some frequency you're picking up that is a message. It could even be spam in your email. But I'm reading there's some negative things, so I'll go into releasing the list of warning signals if it's anything like that. Though I think it will. You need to tell him to practice tuning into it, like closing his eyes and bringing up into his heart, empathically feeling into it and bringing up in vision like he's receiving a signal to a radio or a TV, and then have it unfold and then give him a message on what it means. And then if it gives him the data and then he acts on it, the frequency should go away or change, because there's usually a lot of messages on people's phones waiting, and they usually have it on silent unless it's been, opened up or on vibrate. So yeah, it's not. I'm not reading all of the messages are bad, but something also wants his attention to talk to him. But I will get rid of the things going into the threats that are being warned about, and then it should get less. But then if he goes into falling in love with the sound or anything that would make him go insane or whatever, if he practices cultivating falling in love with it, it makes it so that it's like nothing. It doesn't hurt him anymore at all. But as well, he probably needs to meditate and take care of anything that is urgent, because that usually goes along with increased intensity, amount of loudness, or if there's even nudges that cause pain. That can be like part of the shadow aspect of the guide. Give me like, oh, this is really needs attention. And it's less worse than it would have been if they didn't come to attention.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing. I hope he feels better. I wanted to get this one out of the way because this guy keeps bothering me. I mean, I'm not being very rude, but he keeps asking. I don't want people to think that they have to donate. This one's from the Andromeda, and he says can't super chat. My economy is low, but he says, can I get a reading on if I was on Montauk or any other SSP programs?
Yeah, I'll try to tune into something for him as an example. Okay, so from his signature frequency that I'm tracking back. Okay, there's some signals for that. Okay. So I'll give you one of your biggest targetings. There will be an unfoldment. When I try to be careful whenever I go into Montauk stuff, because if I talk about it, it might trigger a bunch of emotional somatic releases in person and things that people aren't ready for. Because if you have entanglement with them, it means you have handlers and targeters, and they're probably monitoring you, which means as soon as you become aware of them and are sure that they're targeting you, it's then the war begins. So you have to have a bunch of tools to stop them from incurring more into your life. But I'll give you a targeting and give you we'll see what comes up. Let's see. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Age 9. After coming out of the age of innocence, you get the weight of your shoulders of who you are put on your shoulders from your guides. Bleed overs of past lives, DNA, visitations, all that kind of stuff happens. And you start emitting rare energies, which some can't be camouflaged easily, which then can lead to abductions. So, okay, solar plexus, boost superpower, crown. Interesting. 1 second. Gotta translate this ability. Nice. and that can lead to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a lot. He's got mentalism ability, which is really powerful. It has a lot of branch offs, which is mind over matter, into information gathering, body language, thought, form, and telepathy, goes into memory, programming, influence, a lot of things in mental program, understanding the mental world, and then being able to go deep into it because you've achieved a high level before. So age 9, it's getting targeted, it's emitting, it's coming out from your soul. It's being targeted by ETs. Let's see what type. No. Interesting. No. Ooh, they got a lot of camouflage. Just making sure of that. Okay, and that's high intelligence, and where they exist underground. Okay, and that, how did they find out about you? Just that, and also, okay, some species of telepathic giant spiders that have ships and tech and are very intelligent, have underground bases, seems to be targeting you for your mentalism abilities, and you also have spider DNA, which is there's 2 layers how they found out about you. So we send camouflage back in time, prevent that from abduction. That goes into 1, 2, 3, a bunch of things. Yeah, they're trying to take your DNA, make it into augmentations. No. Put energy implants on you, target you, and they're not able to fully steal the ability. So they need to harvest it off of you in your generators. So there's like a system they've set up. And if anyone's gone into like experiencing astral or void space spiders or etheric parasites, that's the kind of concept. No, they're not very good. There are good spiders though. There are different species. So yeah, I'll help you with the clearing of that. So yeah, you got visitations, both positive and negative. So you can go into that, the negative or abductions. So that's why I'm allowed to go in safely. My lab stuff, apparently not allowed to talk about that yet. So doesn't mean you don't let anything I'm saying stop you. It just says it rather not at this current moment. And if you want to go more into it, there's both a kind of double-edged sword with gaining more power and abilities. I recommend.
What would happen? Did the whole world just freeze? Are you guys still there?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought I had a time slip. I was like, "What the hell's going on?" It was like the chat froze, you froze. I was like, "What?" I felt like I literally, like, those movies where time freezes and like there's one person walking around and they're like, "What's going on?" I thought that's what happened. I think you just froze. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, there'll be some interference. So when people develop more bigger, high-level superpowers generating from them, the military is likely to try to track you down and fuck with you, which I don't really like. I try to prevent them if I can. And I have to constantly learn more abilities to outcreate that. They're a pain in the ass. So you don't really want to have it. SSP programs, I mean, that will both be including military, future military, positive, negative. I prefer the future positive timeline military. But then any interaction with ETs and your mission of why you came here. So then that we can talk about that, which is Well, you've been known about since your birth. You have a soul family. Ooh. Well, one that wants to come forward. There's multiple. So they knew about you at birth. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're higher dimensional beings. A lot of them interact in the sun, and they have light ships that will sometimes come into this dense dimensional density. And you might have been able to see them at certain times. They'll be, yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, there's a few. Ooh, that's interesting. You might have a high level of authority with them. They seem to have a few ships follow you around cloaked, as like a protection, as well as you can interact with them. You can bilocate to them, engage in missions of what you came here to do on the planet while being anchored into a physical body, and have your kite of dimensional bodies anchoring off and growing with it, and then making the planet better. So yeah, I work with those guys. They're in the sun, and the ships around you, so you can call them and start a telepathic conversation. They're ancient. They give off calling cards of, what's the word for that? No. There's like a network of their civilizations that anchor into stars through multiple of the stars in this galaxy, and they have multiple residual images, high level light eminence luminous beings.
That's amazing. Oh, you got a lot going on.
Doing stuff with them on ships, bilocated.
Wow, he's got a lot going on. Like, holy shit! Wow, he's a high level player in the SSP. It seems like. This next one is from Yssah. He donated the other day. He was meant to donate to someone else, but he donated to me, so I figured I'd get his question too. He said he just wants to know what his next level of advancement is in 2025, and he says thanks for your donation the other day. He said he meant to send it to Rocket Startup, but then he told me you can keep it. So I was like, oh, okay, thanks. But so I figured I'd get his question in real quick, and then I'll get to the super chats, guys. I promise. Whoever
Sure.
next, whatever,
Cool. And to add comedy to that, I'll do my reading and then the cards reading for next level of advancement. What do they want?
Yeah, Yssah's a really cool guy. I like him a lot. He's
Cool.
He's very metaphysical, very metaphysical.
Okay. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, I like this picture. So this is your card that the universe pulled. So this will be funny. So this is so some kind of Birdman. So that's your next level of advancement. All right, and then
what do you think that means? I can go to the chat too and see what the chat thinks.
Yeah. Put some guesses in the chat. What do you think that means?
I remember the Birdman from that rap group. Remember, they'd be like Birdman, they'd make that noise and stuff. It was from the Big Timers or whatever. Not the Big Time. What was the name? You guys probably know. You guys remember back in the day, the Bird? It was part of the crew that Lil Wayne was from, but he wasn't really with them yet. It was the Manny Fresh. Remember Manny Fresh, guys? I don't know if you remember that. I don't know, but he was like the Bird. I don't know. Sorry, but anybody? Ratchet Baby says someone's touching her legs, so somebody's energetically touching her legs, I guess. Cash Money, yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah, Woodward just said Cash Money, and Yssah says, does he need to go to New Orleans? That's where they're from, Cash Money.
Nice. All right, and I'll tune into this previous question myself as well. Let's see. It's going to okay. Ooh, okay. It's going to your heart and higher self. So higher self expansion to a grand level, which I talk about. Higher self magic is one of the easy rudimentary forms of magic where you have a big ghost action for yourself. They go around the planet, do chess moves, manifest, bring things in, influence energy, direct things, master stuff, remember past lives, all this stuff. And you make them grow with your action, and you can get into a magic that sends them a bunch of energy, like working out or meditating or breath work or yoga or whatever you want to do that you love. And then you can just like, hey, higher self, can you get on that? And then it goes into doing it. You can then monitor what they're doing and then make sure they do it. And you'll be combating things that want to shrink the higher self down and compress it. While there's a higher self that's anchored into the body that you have successfully integrated into the body tech. And then there's the greater ones that like are made for each lifetime, going back to big ones that are when you first immigrated to the planet or the solar system and the sun or the galaxy. There's like big ones like that, and they go back to a big field that's connected to source and oneness with everything in tree branching territories that you're bringing more of it into your body, and then it then can initiate more of the DNA tech and do better things for the reality. And a lot of that's through resolving the lower self, the ego, and giving it love and purification and every container it holds to resolve. And then it frees up space for more of that to come in. Then also that's 70%. What else? Yeah, it's like reception. So then that goes into there's this big blast of energy that's coming at you that has to do with your source and higher self and the field of all existence. And it's like, like you're flying through space, whatever, thousands of miles an hour, whatever. And it's like, imagine all that energy coming at you. And we don't feel it because we're closed off from receiving it. So we got to open up. And that goes with cultivating trust. You trust yourself, your source, your specific things that you're opening to, which is the universe. Well, you can do both opening and being protected. You don't have to choose one. And it's like these apertures throughout the body, the chakras, the organs, and all this stuff, and you receive more. And it can supply you with all the nourishment you need. Bliss out like crazy. It's awesome. And then all this knowledge comes in, cosmic knowledge, etc. There's a lot to do, and you can constantly see it being able to be opened more and more and more. There's not really a limit on the aperture. It's just like how much energy are you receiving based on what's coming at you. And if you even got close to like 1%, you will feel so good. But most people are closing that off. Let's see. And then there's something with it amplifying your senses, and then you being able to tune into more of the reality and multidimensionality and perception and truth and what exists and the truth of things. And that seems to be a connecting bridge to more of yourself. Now with the Birdman, if you want to read off any things that people said in the chat, I wasn't looking, but some kind of Birdman you're going to be. It points to, it does point to Birdman. Okay, what does that mean? Okay. Okay. Interesting. What aspect? Ooh. Interesting. Okay, yeah, you got a bunch of things with the avian energy. Both you got. Okay, there's higher dimensional and higher intelligence versions of every species, so you have links with that, and there's a bunch of tech waiting to integrate with you in your DNA and your soul, having to do with those lifetimes. So I recommend integrating them, hugging them in while hugging yourself and loving them and becoming them. And it like then starts to turn on all these systems in the soul. A lot of it has to do with like eagle eyes. So your perception will be keen and sharp and brighter and able to see more. And especially with you interacting with that and then going into meditation and allowing it to fold by detaching from everything else, clearing the mind, and then allowing some type of mechanism of vision questing to warm up the vehicle so that it gets brighter and more HD. And then it goes into where you have a bird guide that will, if you follow, it will take you some awesome things of empowerment in your visions. And then you can even ask it to take you to how to improve your vision so it's like on point and you see more and more. And then it does go to some physical interactions with what you're seeing, but also your reality of what you're aware of. And then your internal vision is most of it, though. And what you'll be able to discover within is pretty hefty and rewarding. And it can program and change your life and who you are and how you operate and your problems and overcoming them. So Rick goes into that. The eyes of the eagle.
That's amazing. I love that. And we did Don Rogers, right? We did Don Rogers. So the next one would be Patricia. And Patricia, she says, can I have a fun card and a hint on how to make it to Sedona in March? So she wants to come to the conference that you and Yssah are going to be at with Tony Rodriguez and Rion DeRuin, and that sounds like an all-star lineup. That sounds like a really fun show. Are you excited about that?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go big into that one. I'm going to be doing a workshop with that, and we're going to go. The conference is called the Rise of the Guardians with Rion and a bunch of awesome speakers there, including my girlfriend. She's going into a bunch of esoteric anatomy and programming the body and upgrading it and all this other stuff, and probably some secret things that she hasn't told me. I'm going to be going into how to train people to be guardians for themselves, the planet, and then go into the greater game of the earth. And then have endless fun and never get bored with it, and then constantly be upgrading and gaining abilities and leveling up, which will be nice. Okay, for her card. Okay, let me just make sure this is the right card and it makes sense with it. Okay, so to make it to Sedona, I'd love to have you there, and I'll meet you in person. We've talked before as well. And anyone out there as well, so go get your early bird tickets now. This is the card. It says the systematic destruction of entire people and their way of life. What the heck could that mean? And how is that going to help her get to Sedona? So with these cards, it doesn't mean always the entire card. It might be some of the words specifically. So, okay, it goes into okay. Yep. So if anyone has guesses on that, feel free to joke about that in the chat. You gotta commit genocide, obviously, and then you can take all their money. No.
Speaking of which, it's like light up night in the skies tonight. Like I don't know, like it's weird that Cliff High dude. I don't know if you've been following this. That Cliff High dude predicted that like 39 days after Rogan went on Trump or Trump went on Rogan, that there would be a UFO battle, and it was supposed to happen today. And it just happened to be. A lot of people are talking about this in the chat, that there's a lot of UAP activity in the sky tonight. And tomorrow, I want to announce this, guys. I'm going to have Ryushin Malone and Indigo Angel on to talk about that at like, I think 2:00 Eastern. So that'll be a good one to tune into. But I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think about all this UAP stuff that's going on while we're getting a Patricia's answer? Like, do you think something's going on with it, or do you think it's all military, or what do you think's going on?
Well, there's a lot. It's awesome. I'm glad you brought that up. That's beautiful. I'm kind of wanting to talk about that. Oh man, I've been seeing so much UFO videos like crazy. Like, oh, there's so many. It's coming, and it's been increasing. It's like 5 times greater amounts of UFOs since before the election. So yeah, the Rogan thing, I'd agree with that. That changes a whole bunch of consciousnesses. There's pivotal points in. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can see you cut out for a second.
Okay, sorry. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's pivotal points in the timeline when if it happens, there's going to be increase of UFO activity. So, of course, there's the whole concepts with what the military has, positive, negative factions in inner Earth, and that are part of the caretaking of this planet and our species. There's the cloaking mechanisms on the planet and the field it's like a matrix kind of simulation frequency overlays that make it so that less and less people perceive UFOs. That's been lessening on the planet, and there seems to be an allowance from the dark side to have that go down. I think they're wanting to use that as a distraction as more and more dark secrets come out, because that's most of where I see the pivotal points that wake, or the big shifts that wake people up. I've read the ones besides the Rogan thing are going to be a bunch of secrets coming out about the what is it? The FBI. A bunch of secrets about the media that's been covered up. What else?
You know what? That's interesting that you said the FBI, because Trump just appointed Kash Patel as his director of the FBI, and Kash Patel is really aggressive. He's like another, like, these people that Trump's appointing to his cabinet are really rogue people. They're really like like people say they're really outliers. You know what I mean? Like, they're really like people that want to make change. Like, Kash Patel's really aggressive as far as like some of his claims. So is Robert Kennedy. So is like a couple like Gates. I think Matt Gates he appointed to something, and he also appointed. I'm trying to think. Derek Galloway knows in the chat. The guy he appointed to be the head of the CIA was really outspoken on UAPs. So I think it was Derek. If you could tell me. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying. It seems like Trump's picking some really interesting people to be in his cabinet. Adam White says Patel is a draconian. I don't know. You would know better than me. Who Ryder said John Radcliffe. Yeah, so he picked John Radcliffe to be his head of the CIA, and Radcliffe's really outspoken about UAPs. So, I mean, do you have any opinion on that? Or, I mean, I said that because of what you said about the FBI and stuff. I don't know.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot of presence coming out with this timeline. It seems really interesting what's going to be happening. A lot of exposing of secrets and truth. So that's going to be fun. And no matter what happens, it's going to wake people up, which is going to be nice. So and I don't agree with every cabinet pick, but it's definitely seems to be a interesting timeline. So the other things will be stuff that have to do with the health system. When that comes up, that brings up another tier of more UFOs, exposing of deep state
he's
secrets.
cutting out.
Another, and then the media and some big secret coming out with them. And then if there's some secrets having to do with Israel for some reason, whatever that means. And then there's more that can come out based on big clusters of secrets that people become aware of, that then makes the deep state allow things to happen because they want distractions, as well as the light force ramping up. And then this might propel what people have talked about as a orchestrated ET invasion, which is, to like a plan they have in the
Project Bluebeam
table, as like one of the concepts for it.
Yeah.
But whatever way disclosure happens, there's like a constantly push now for it, which is wonderful.
Yeah, but sorry, I didn't mean to go off. I feel bad for Patricia. I didn't mean to go off on her question. Her question was, how could she get to the conference? Like, if anybody has any ideas on how about Patricia? I was thinking about this. How about you start a GoFundMe, and then you get really active in some of the YouTube chats of the shows that you watch and post your link. I'm sure people would do that. I consider you a friend, Patricia. If you would ever want me to post your link, I would do that for you to try to get you help to go to the conference. She lives in the same town as me, that Patricia lady. I've met her before. I met her when I left the dentist office. She didn't recognize who I was. It was funny. You know what I mean? Like, she thought she recognized me from YouTube, but she wasn't sure. And then she asked me later. I was like, yeah, that was me. But I mean, so what I'm saying is, she's a very nice lady, and she's a very distinguished lady. And I would, if she started a GoFundMe or something, I would share her link for her, because I like to help people, But yeah, I mean, what do you guys think in the chat to get Patricia to the conference? Well, I don't know, whatever you.
And And then this card, it goes into just the small aspect of it at the bottom, which is way of life. So it wants you to build more ways to, because it's, it has to do with money, right? So it wants you to build up more ways for income to come in as you share your way of life with people, and then what you might not think is valuable is going to be seen as valuable others. So you get yourself out there more, and ways for you present value for then people to give you value back, and then you accumulate it, and then a lot of it's going to be built up around things that you're good at and skills and things that you spend a lot of time on that people would love. There's all these kind of ways you can do it, like such as channels, websites, making online products, Skillshare, different. You could also be making an object or creative things that you can sell, all this kind of stuff, and then you build up, and then you find community and people in groups as you advertise it, and then it builds up momentum, and then allows for more abundance to come in. There's another one.
What's crazy is she just told me that she lives in Australia, and I swear to God, I met a lady named Patricia that looks exactly like her that lives in our town. And I said in the chat, what the fuck, maybe an op or something. Like, they have like CIA operatives that like come and investigate you and stuff like that. I think that's what it might have been. Maybe it was like a CIA person, like, she says, do we look the same? She's always 59. Yeah, that's the exact age she is too. That's crazy. That's insane.
Oh, you got a clone or a doppelganger,
dude. You got a clone, Patricia. That's insane. Or the CIA sent someone to, mess with me or something like that. It could be. I mean, but the lady didn't really mess with me. She was really nice. She was a really nice person. So I don't know. I mean, I have no clue. It's insane. And this world is insane. It never ceases to amaze me, the shit that goes on here. It's like upside down world. I mean, it really is like. It's I love it though. Like I love it like when I meet people like you, Sean, who prove to me that magic is real and we can learn magic. Because I've always like loved magic. I was always like interested in witchcraft and stuff like that, like growing up and stuff. Like I wasn't like a girl or something. I just like the idea of magic and doing spells and like producing an outcome for like what my mind can do. And I've always been interested on what are the limitations of the mind and what can we do with our mind and how malleable is this world? How much can we bend this world? How much can we make this world ours or make what we want ours and bring in our manifestations? And the more and more that I got into spirituality, the more and more that I wanted to ascertain those type of things. So like when I meet someone like you who actually proves that it's possible to do anything, and I mean anything, it's amazing to me. Like it really is. Like,
same, and you're really good at magic, and there is no limit to the mind. It's just there, but there are limits. It's just you can outcreate them and learn what they are, and as like you figure out more of the world, they release, and it's like a lot of this reality's truth of how things operate is limitless. So as we examine what we think our limits are or our limiting beliefs, as we challenge those, it's like releasing another veil or gatekeep in kind of thing on us, and then more things become possible, and then you can now create anything that comes to you. And then yes, magic, psionics, it just makes everything better, the world better, and let's bring the magic back. That's why
I agree. I also wanted to help this guy, and I'm not skipping anybody who's donated. So I feel bad for because I will get to the people who donated, but not that many people donated. So I think it's okay. This guy's Kason Lee. He's from Sri Lanka, and I love when I get international listeners because that shows that like the reach is going outwards. So follow me on Rumble, guys, too, and follow Sean too on his YouTube channel, which is at Spiritual Science. What is it? Can you say what it is? Is it
yeah? Thank you. I got a different email. You can just go to PsionicLeague PSI for Psi. Well, I had it on the thing. I don't know if it's there, but PsionicLeague.com or PsionicLeague@gmail.com if you want to message me for clearing, healing sessions, whatever. You can also go to my site, and there's like cheap options there and ability products, and you can trip inquiry if you want to go on Mexico trip to pyramids and superpower places of power and activate stuff. But yeah, and So you want me to help him get his magic back?
He said he
That's
was
fine.
going through like really bad benzodiazepine withdrawal or something like that. Like, I don't know. I don't want to give medical advice. I know we're not supposed to give medical advice, but like, is there anything we can do to like kind of like ease
Yeah.
his like pain or something like that?
Yeah. Let me know. So rate your pain as it is, as well as you can tell comments other symptoms you experience, and I'll start easing it up. And then okay, yeah, and then there's going to be an overwhelm of emotions, the need for stuff,
He says
feeling
he
a
has
void.
specifically gut problems.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, and I'll send you a clearing for that. Thank you. And for the magic, if you practice Wicca and now it's all gone, yeah, that will happen to people if they don't keep up with it. It's an energy, and it's generating out. It's out of us like a little star inside you. Most magic is in the solar plexus. There's different types of, like, essentially mastery over a type of energy that emit in different places, but it's very targeted for a lot of people. So a lot of things want to attach, drain from it, and then it does. If it doesn't feel safe enough, if it shuts down. So you want to hold. You can hold the front back of the stomach area, solar plexus, fill with love. See the star of magic shine brighter and brighter, and burn up with love and gratitude all the attachment. Use them as firewood, and then they'll make your magic more resilient to last. And then you can funnel into different systems and things that you want done, and as you program initiation. But you want to also get it to an outrageous number of units a second, and then make it so that the energy goes to maintaining itself and protecting itself and making it stronger. And then you can go up the mystery school of different types of magic and go to the top tier, higher magics.
That's amazing. This one's from Warrior for Truth. This is Rhonda. She's a Tart TI, and she says, I donated. I promise. She says, I thought this would be a fun one. She says, can Sean tell me what spirit is moving my trash can lid? She says it's been happening often. She says, thanks.
Okay. Okay, you hear me?
Yeah.
You hear me?
You cut out again.
Okay, cool.
You cut out
Yeah,
again.
some god of raccoons. No. I mean, it's probably going to be not a spirit, but I mean, unless you saw it physically move with no one there, you can let us know in the comments if you did that. It's probably going to be some raccoon or something. But I mean, trash is like, it's haunted. It's the waste, so it's going to have a lot of negative attachment and spirits. They're usually not going to be that powerful enough to move objects. But yeah, I mean, if you're targeted yourself, then that's a back door, because it can track things. It can be a way for someone to anchor to, and it can also open up portals. If you ever smell like really shitty smell and it's like manure or some, those can have portals in them that like connect to hell realms and stuff. So there's things to take care of with your trash so that it doesn't overwhelm and haunt your house. And then, like when you're disposing of a really haunted object, making sure that wherever you dispose it or hold it in, also you clear, because that can get annoying and can mess with your sleep and all this kind of stuff. I've seen some weird demons be able to do crazy shit, besides, all the way up to top tier, like killing a person or influencing a person to stab them or something. Going into where it just like manifests maggots on a desk and there's nothing around, or like
Oh my
floods
God,
an
that's
area
insane.
and just goes away, or makes this huge bad smell come in, or darkness, or starts drama. This is crazy shit demons can do. But yeah, if it just wants to move your trash,
have you had encounters with demons, Sean? Like, for real?
all the time. I used to get attacked by them a bunch. In the beginning, they would try to possess me, and then it forced me to learn depossession and kicking their ass. Like one of the first times it was like really targeted, coming down on me, and heaviness, and like again, it's like if you've seen in Harry Potter the Dementor, like that glass, all this ice comes around. It feels like everything that empowered me or remembered would just be taken away, and it just felt like I was left with nothing. And then overwhelm of negative emotions and turning up my empathy to where I could feel it deeply, and then turning on my absorption of negative energy, and then torturous pain. Then I eventually asked for help, and my higher self and a bunch of entourage and a dragon came in and gave me a bunch of messages, and then taught me how to punch, like condense a bunch of chi into my fist and then punch it out of my space, and it was all the heaviness just went away, and it felt so light. I was like, oh my God, it's real. It's so real. I could not believe it anymore.
Holy shit, man. That's insane, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, because
wow.
they'll dump doubt on you. A lot of demons don't give a fuck if you believe in them. They want you to not even become aware of them. They don't want any challenges. They want to just steal, like harvest energy off you, and then go to their next victim in a harvesting circuit.
That's what was happening to me, Sean. Like I had to have my friend Priscilla help me out. Like she's like a dream walker or like an astral walker, I call her. You know, like what happened was, I don't know if I told you about this, but like, so this was like a couple weeks ago. Like I had originally had like some kind of spirit in here when my ex-girlfriend left. Like it was started when my ex-girlfriend was here, and then it like once we broke up, it got stronger. I don't know if that was because of my like depressive energy, because when I lost my girlfriend, I was like crushed, you know what I mean? Like I just like, I don't know. And that's when I manifested the pain in my liver, but then like someone got it out of here. Right. But then it came back in like full force, like a couple weeks ago. It felt like I was asleep on this thing behind me, like, you know, in my studio. And like, it felt like entities were portaling up from the ground. Like it felt like they were portaling into the futon and loosh feeding off of my liver. Like, because, you know, they know it's a bad area. I swear to God, that's what it felt like. So I messaged Priscilla. I was like, I need help. I was like, someone's got to do something. And she waited. She stayed up till like 3 a.m. And she's like, you know, she's like an astral walker, and she somehow got rid of it. You know, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know anything about that stuff. You know, like I don't know how to, you know.
Sure. How's your liver right now?
It feels fine.
Cool. I'm glad.
Because I have people like you and her helping me. Like a lot of people, you know, like I appreciate it. Like, you know, like you guys can work wonders. It's amazing. Like you help me a lot. She helps me a lot. Like, I don't know how you guys do it. It's like, it's amazing. Like I tell people, like, I've never believed in I mean, like when you want to believe and start believing in the paranormal, it's like when you believe that this energy healing, how real it is. And it's really like amazing how people can like reach out and touch you in a good way, you know, and really affect your life. You know, it's amazing. I don't know.
Thank you. Beautiful. Yeah. And yeah, I agree. And going deeper into the liver, yeah, it's a big organ. It's powerful. It's got a brain in itself. It's like a fractal aspect of your consciousness. The Chinese medicine go into calling the gods of the organs the Po. So you can see it like your organ's alive, and you give it love, and you talk to it, you vision into it, you ask how it's doing. It will emit emotion, positive or negative, depending on how well it's doing. A lot of the negative emotion that people feel with the liver are sadness and anger, or depression. So you can go into clearing that, and then of all attachment and negative programming or any backdoor way into it, and it'll feel much better. It'll generate positive emotions. It also generates this big, for you, not everyone has this. It generates a big shield. And so like one of the lines of defense you have is generating from your liver organ. So if you want to increase your shielding tech, you can just make your liver feel better. And also if your shield or defenses are getting challenged, it might give you little indications. That's like,
is that what it is? Wow, that's amazing. So it's all in my liver for me. Is that what you're saying?
Well, you can turn on the other organs, cool tech like shielding and stuff, but yeah, your liver shield is active, which is not for everyone. But everyone can if they want to. And then there's also things having to do with the toxins, as it goes to detoxing the body and clearing blood and other stuff, and metabolism and all this other things. based on how it's functioning is how well it quarantines those toxins and then goes into the excretory system. And those toxins can, depending on how bad they are, gallstones, liver stones, all that, can go into holding a whole bunch of condensed, imprisoned negative energy that can, if there's a big enough predator, they can learn how to hack into that and then even portal in negative energy and overwhelm it even more. So in clearing that, there's a book called The Amazing Liver Gallbladder Flush I recommend with that.
I haven't. You know who got it for me? I got to
Nice.
give him a big shout out. Our friend Matthew Mornian, and he's an amazing energy healer as well. He can reach out and touch someone as well. If you want someone to heal you, I'd say you and Matthew Mornian, and then Priscilla and Selena. Those are the 4 people I recommend the most to everybody. Like you guys are all amazing. Like yeah, Matthew's like a brother. Like like you and him are. I mean, I got to meet you guys in person, so I feel a little bit connected to you guys.
Yeah, me too.
I hung out with you guys the most at the conference and stuff. So, it was like we had our own little crew. It was amazing. Sometimes I wish I could go back to that conference. I had so much fun, man. I guess it'll be this year. I'm going to try to go this year. Are you going to try to go this year?
Sweet. Yeah. I'll see you there. That'll be awesome. Yeah, I'll bring you some fun things, and then we'll have even more fun time. Yeah, and then anyone out there also come join or sign up for the fulldisclosuremovement.org or Full Disclosure Now conference if you want to see a bunch of.
But do you like that liver gallbladder flush book? You go by Andreas Moritz?
Yeah, I've used it. I've done it. It works. It gets rid of a lot of the liver gallbladder stones. Once I did, woo! It's like you have the well, for me anyway. I don't know how other people's works. It's like I have a lot of magic, so I'm good at condensing negative energy into like little spaces and then have dimensional pocket dimensions. So it's like I I turned all these gallstones into little hell realms that like quarantine a bunch of bullshit and negative entities and other things that. And then so once I got those detoxed out, it's like this huge weight came off my shoulders and my multidimensional body like blew up big afterwards. So like detox is really powerful.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what I was gonna, I can't where I was. I'll get to this. There's still some super chats. I don't know how much longer you want to go, but we can go for a little bit. This is from Ryan Rojas. He says, "Can I have a healing?" He says, "I couldn't afford physical therapy for my knee and hand today. Also, can I get guidance? I'm feeling lost." And he says, "Thank you in advance."
Okay, yeah, I can send that. I don't know which knee, so I'll just like have my guide like help tune into which one exactly.
Hope you're okay out
like,
there, Ryan. Try to stay.
Yeah. And let us know in the chat or later comments how your pain goes down from what it is now 10 going down. Yeah, you can get rid of a lot of pain. It's crazy, or like I don't want to say anything bad about the medical establishment, but they tell people to get surgeries and drugs a lot. That's pretty much most of what they do. And if your gallbladder is hurting, for instance, they'll tell you to cut it out. And it's crazy to me because you can like massage that out because it's like usually like something's blocked from getting out and it builds up pressure. And there's ways to get out that pressure. It's my God. And so like it's sad.
One thing I found is again, Matthew Mornian recommended this. I use Tudka and then I use NAC and I use Chonka which is like a stone breaker. What I like, so like I don't rely on supplements, but I like them. Like the Tudka helps for my liver because I have fatty liver, and then the NAC is supposed to help as well. And then the Chonka is supposed to be a stone breaker. I haven't noticed much of a difference with that, but I mean, I try to use all 3 in conjunction to help, but I think with the energy healing is like the combination is what helped. But Ryan said his pain's at a 7 right now.
Let us know as it goes down. Apple juice makes it so that it clears to release, but you'll need some type of flushing mechanism. There's different type of flush for each organ. Like the liver says to drink triple distilled olive oil so that it causes the liver to dump after a bunch of days of drinking apple juice or grapefruit
You
or
want
something
you
that
want
has
the
a
tart
certain level.
cherry, right? A tart cherry because of the malic acid in it or something like that. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting how the body does that or reacts to it. I'll try to go through these quick. This one's from YT. I'm guessing that means I don't know what but it says. Can I get guidance? He says I feel so lost and confused. Also, can I get a healing for my rabbit? He's sneezing. He says thank you.
Oh yeah, and that other guy wanted guidance too. So let me see what my higher self recommends. It says to master emotions for the guy that has the knee and hand pain.
The knee pain, yeah.
He wants you to master emotions, so that will be in the gut brain, a little bit below the belly button. Processes, and it's like 70% of the neurons that process emotions. You want to find a method to clearing it and empowering it and giving it love, and make it so that all these currents of energy and motion stop being put against you, and you master them as they're partially consciousness. So you get them to like you, and then you flow them to where they need to go and what they mean, and you learn from them, and then it fuels and builds your life up and makes it a glorious daydream of endless happiness as you build up out of suffering, with the suffering itself being the staircase blocks. Okay, for this one, can I get guidance? Feel so lost and confused. Can I get healing for my rabbit? Sneezing. Okay. So immune system, healing energy. Okay, sure. Yeah, just think in your mind and transfer the information of you and the rabbit to me, and I'll be sending that. Let us know in the chat or in later comments in the video how that's doing.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. And this one's from Angel Wings, and she had two questions, but I'll get to the one first. She says, "Oh, I think she put this in twice." She says, "Can you tell me more about how my blue avian connections and how I permanently remove a feminine energy, stealing my energy from my dream catcher?" So maybe she has a succubus or something.
Okay. Yeah, keep that up. I was just going to finish the lost and confused one.
Sorry.
Okay. So it points to your crown is where the confusion energy is overloading you. Being lost is, imagine it's a roadmap on your journey of life. You want to write down the aspects of your life towards your goal and direction. So you journal. Get fucking tons of journals. I have like hundreds. Keep them near you. Train yourself to write in it every day. You don't have to be like, oh, I had this lunch. Like, do projects like power at the top of the page, or things you want to improve on. I want to improve my metabolism. I want to improve my finances. And you learn things for them every day, and you add to them as you research, and you program your life. You wrote yourself into this world. You write yourself to the one you will prefer. Roadmap will be your life, your abundance, your house you want to live in, where you want to live, people, your friends around you, the type of people you want. You're like attracting soul family, your love interests, your skills that you want to learn, what you see your greatest self as, and all the aspects of life that you could imagine that you want to improve, and the things internally and the problems you face, and that will be your roadmap. And step by step, you're taking them off the list. Easy things or the most important things first.
Oh shit! You cut out. Oh shit!
Okay, back. My God,
You're back.
it's taking that time. It's fine. So confusion is an actual energy. You've got like a million units of it around your head mostly. So you'd be like wanting to give your head healing and clearing and giving it love and focusing on it and breathing into it. getting it brighter and lighter, and you're going to be transmuting with love the confusion energy into the opposite, which is like knowing, not confused. And you can like look up synonyms and stuff for the confusion of what you're cultivating, and you're going to be cultivating that energy, and it's going to turn all that into a strong foundation for the exact opposite. Same thing with lost, in being knowing. What a lot of it has to do with knowing. So you're turning on the brain, automatic thought, knowingness process. A lot of it has to do with clearing the brain and the heart, so you are in the space to receive the exact question to the answer to every question you have. Okay, let's see. Can I get guidance? Feel so lost and confused. And can I get? Oh yeah. Can you go back to?
I guess I found out her name is Valerie. This woman, and Ryan, who we just helped, who wanted guidance as well, who felt lost. They're a couple. So her name is Valerie, and his name is Ryan, the guy from right before this. And their rabbit's name is Jack, and that's the rabbit sneezing, I guess. And so they're a couple, and they both kind of wrote in, I guess. That's interesting. Oh shit, he froze again.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, yeah, sorry. There's a lot of jerks in the internet interfering. Okay, can you go to the other question?
Okay, this one's from Jamie Jacobson. Sorry, Angel Wings. I'm starting to get tired. She says, "Can you tell me more about my blue avian connections and how do I permanently remove a feminine energy stealing my energy from my dream catcher?" So I was thinking maybe she has some kind of this energy or something. I don't know. And with around her.
Okay, let's see. Let's start with avian. A lot. Okay. You got a lot. So it's not just blue. There's a lot of avians, the types, different colors, tech. Blue more goes into an orc high density frequency of a certain collective. But there's a lot, and you have been in most. Wait, let me just make sure of that. Yeah, you have a presence in most types of avian groups, including higher dimensional ones, including the bird founders, which is like source birds or raw or phoenix kind of things, firebirds, like a higher dimensional, brilliant light energy, luminous avian. So you go back old with them. You have, okay, Okay, so you got simultaneously existing lives in them, over 100 that I'm allowed to talk about. Don't let any of this information limit you. And in the past, you've been in most of the avian lineages of different types because you're collecting and you're managing them. You have a presence where you're protecting their expansion in consciousness and development. And yeah, you're having an incarnation into most of the lineages that exist, at least one shape or another, some still existing right now, and over 1 million past lives encompassing that, with those lineages that go. Am I talking? Yeah, it's just in this universe, and there are avian species lineage with the founders, the gods, and the sources of them that go back older than this universe, which it tells me not to talk about that yet. But there's that too, so look forward to that. Okay, the Dreamcatcher. Okay, so supposing, you might, besides the energy from any partners you bring in or other people, going into your energy and the things attached to you. Okay, there's that, and that's okay. Well, it's still that. It's nope. Okay, 99% of it's from this life. It has to do with there's like 13 people attached to you still. I mean and people being attached to you is normal. It's most of the people on this planet are haunted. They're usually not going to know about it or be initiating it. It's usually demons or entities around them that harvest off of other people. And if they see a rare energy, they'll attach to the person and keep going after them, depending on what it initiates. Like if it's just dream haunting, invasion, and harvesting, or if it goes into sexual energy because they're in the same chakra, or other things that you would see in symptoms. Will tell you what they're targeting. So you want to clear those areas and make it like a star and sun burning and turning all their attachment into fuel into the fire with love and gratitude, and spreading wholeness too, because it's like completing a puzzle piece while you hug yourself, and spreading healing and wholeness so that they get their stuff turned on, so they don't need you anymore and they stop coming. So I used to have exes that would just keep attaching to me. It was awful. Until I resolved their lack, they didn't stop. So, and including the demons lack, and you might have to still capture the demons or banish them or something like that, or make them afraid to fuck with you. But either way, you get it to where they stop having any motivation to come at you. You can even use camouflage to stop them from being able to triangulate you. But that will be if they have any of your energy parts, abilities, or generators, etc. Then that they can use that to track you. So you want to get your parts back as well, which I can help you with if you need that. And then you want to purify any attachment to those physical people, which have the entities, which I'm reading is most of the way they have into your life. And then the same thing with your dreaming bodies, which extend off your gut brain. They're little biophoton emissions you send to the realms and then tune into the experience and have it integrated with the body. Let me see if that takes care of all of it. Daryl, okay, what is it? Yeah. Okay. You have an internal dream realm, and that has some attachment and things infiltrating and coming into it that shouldn't be there. So you want to push everything out of it and clear it of all external invasion, so that your safe, protected space again. And same thing, you want to protect your dream space as well and clear things, which it seems like you already do. You can use a bunch of crystals and put a bunch of black tourmaline in a bowl that you keep kind of like paling water out of a bucket into the sunlight kind of thing, which will be taking care of a bunch of negative energy over and over again that you're taking out while you're in a dream state. And then it makes it so there's less and less drama because it feels safe enough to dump it into the crystals and you put it out in the sun to clear it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. We just have one more. This is from Nathan Wayswitch Fox. And I don't know what his question is. He just wanted a reading, I guess, or something. I'm not sure. Maybe he wants a card. Nathan, if you're there,
okay, I'll give him a card. Yeah, give it and tell us what you want. And then I'll read you a card into it.
I want to say thank you to Valerie and Ryan. I saw you guys said thanks. For whatever reason, I'm not able to type in the chat on my phone, and it's blocking me on my computer too. I don't know what's going on here. It's crazy. So I can't even type on my phone. It won't let me pull up my keyboard. It's crazy. Like.
Interesting.
Nathan says I'm here. He's like a reading on his SSP background. He says.
Okay. Thank you for having a face in your picture. Okay, that makes it way easier. Ooh, yeah. Okay, it seems like you're ready to talk. You're ready to talk about some of that. And like, so being into specifics with SSP, besides ETs and that, you're going into military. Usually when people talk about that, so I'll talk about the military. I'll do something that helps you become less targeted, like I do with, because I like to do that, because then it makes it so that more of your abilities unfold, which is nice. Yeah, you're targeted a lot for, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Age 5, which they do like to take people out of that age. It's annoying. It's a superpower you're being targeted for. Ooh, yeah, he's not a normal person. Am I allowed to I'm just making sure I can talk about this on the line. Yeah, okay. It's worth it, I guess. Okay, so it's also a divine superpower, and it has to do with. Narrow that down. Do I have this in my notes? No. Let me go to my other list. Translated abilities. It might be a new ability. I'll have to look. It has to do with the heart emitting out. Ooh. Okay. Let me just make sure on that. Which one? Okay. No. Okay, which one? It has to do with time. Okay. Multiple abilities. A bunch. Okay, how many of those? Okay, a few. Oh, yeah. So time likes you. Consciousness time travel, influence, timeline observance, management. What's that one? Time field control. 90. What else? Ooh. And who is that? Okay, you have the ability. You have the calling card and friendship, and can call upon. You can kind of call it a time guardian. It has authority at a high level with the timeline. You can work in its mystery school, get taught things. It seems to be soul family with you, and you can ask it to do things if you're in need. But it prefers to teach you. But and if you trade it something of value, then it'll do more work for you. And that has the ability to time travel. So you can, okay. And then what does that go to? Okay. 1, 2, oh, okay. Oof, okay. Okay. And then what is the thing that's targeting you? Unfortunately, it looks like it's Montauk that's targeting him, and then quite a number of other bases. And am I allowed to talk about this? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. They seem to be okay. So at some point they abducted you at age 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oof, there's a bunch. Okay, they took DNA. They put implants in you, physical, and made clones with the DNA. Ooh, how many? And then put a bunch of limits on your time abilities in this body of different blocks because they see you as a threat, but want to utilize and steal your ability. But they can't steal it. They have to utilize you by making a clone of you and then training it and then sending it to do things. They seem to be sending it back and forth in time because it has authority to and influence and monitor things. It's mostly selfish things they're using you for. And oof, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Made over 50 clones. 1, 2. Okay, some of them are used by humans in the military, and then some are. And the rest are being used by Zeta. 1, 2, and then they're also using DNA for genetic augmentation because it seems to cure some of their ailments in time, paradoxes, and sicknesses. Your DNA. There's a lot of authority you have in time. So, and they're also using it selfishly to because they get a lot of stolen time travel abilities, and so they're going up and down the timeline trying to, depending on the faction, if it's a neutral thing to saving their own race or continuing it or maintaining control of things or controlling the planet or the people or the timeline, because they want to link the now with their preferred future timeline. So like an Illuminati controller-esque. Depending on if it's more of the dark faction. There are positive factions with them. It's just I don't really trust them that well. Yeah. So there's a lot. He's got a lot. That's just one. Can you hear me? Oh, you're mute. Okay. I was hoping I didn't freeze or anything. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Interesting. Let's see if I can
Sorry, I was
that.
muted. Sorry, I was muted. I was dealing with a troll in the chat, and then I muted myself because
Okay, cool.
There was a couple trolls in the chat. It was getting ridiculous, and then I don't know. I just get so mad because like I put so much time and energy into podcasting. Like I mean, I know people probably don't care, but like sometimes I do like 3 to 4 podcasts a day just to give people this information because I feel like it's important to like progress the culture forward and the community forward. So I feel like giving people an abundance of information will help them like expand their field. And what do I get? I get trolls that come in the chat and like talk shit. You know what I mean? Who would never fight in real life. They would never step up in real life. But they get their keyboard warriors, so they're tough. It's like it's real easy to be a keyboard warrior. Sorry, that upsets me. It really does. It really does because of the amount of effort that I put out. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, but dude, that reading was spot on. That was amazing. I hope Nathan appreciates that.
And send enough camouflage back in time to if you want to prevent that, because you don't have to agree to these things. If you put up enough energy, you can stop it if you send it back in time before they become aware of you. I don't recommend people just succumb to the abduction because they didn't seem to be benefiting you in any way. But yeah, I'll support you too. But you want to meditate and amplify camouflage emitting from your heart and upgrade your time generator in your heart as well, because you can get a lot of cool abilities and then go inward and meditate into the time mystery school.
That's so cool. Do you do that as well? The time mystery stuff? Like, do you offer all this stuff on your website and stuff? Because I guess we're winding down now. Like, yeah, like tell all the people the stuff that you do offer and stuff, and like what you'd like to promote and all that stuff. And thank you, Sean. This was amazing.
Sure. Thank you as well for holding space for this. I really appreciate it. As we're teaming up to bring more of the magic back and spur their bigger, higher selves for people that manage the planet. And yeah, I'm at SionicLeague.com, SionicLeague YouTube. You can reach me at SionicLeague@gmail.com. A lot of superhuman abilities on free videos on my YouTube. You can get it downloaded in your subconscious, get the blueprint for it. I have mystery schools and workshops people can sign up for it, and the groups if they want to go into that. I'll be having more cool things with that, as well as video procs. And if you want to email me, Trip and Corey, we'll be going to Mexico next for various places of power that will really amplify your life and turn on some superpowers. And then with what I offer a lot. I'm one of the rare individuals that can do depossession at a distance, clear people and their houses, their lives, get rid of bad luck, increase abundance, help support their memory retrieval, clearing, healing, getting rid of pain, overwhelm emotions, help mastering many skill sets, like hundreds. I have like huge lists of them. And so like the amount of lists is bigger than I can really name, but transcending problems of any type. And then cool, overpowered types of energy, turning on their body to emit it. And really solve any problem you come to me with. I can tune into it and then help you solve it. I love challenges as well. I've been able to help people that were near death, told by the doctors they wouldn't make it in the night, and get them out walking. So I love helping however I can change the timeline and bring people to a state of greater empowerment there, where they have tons of energy, increase IQ, vision amplification, light language, turning on their ability to have charisma and make people feel like they want to be around them more. Like, you release trapped emotions out of people, then they want to be around you all the time. Turn on your love, overpowered superhuman love. We went into that one of my tours. The magic, the miracles, the chi, there's so many things to turn on. The creative force, the better dreaming, any type of self-defense. I gotcha. Overcoming big multidimensional predators on the chessboard is one of my favorite things to do, because it's like a video game. You take on a big boss, and I love doing that. And it challenges me to learn more abilities of what I need to resolve it, so that this planet is safer for everyone growing up on. But really anything. And I love learning new abilities. My whole thing is about reverse engineering superhuman abilities. So let's go into and see what you got in your your candy store internally of your treasure chest. Most people have presents. Most people have gifts, but they go their whole lives without opening their presents. So there's all this waiting box of treasure chest of discovery to open in all of you. So let's open it together, and so contact me, and also give Rob some love and tell him if you want to have more of these shows, and then we can bring on, we can make it a thing. And then I'll of course, the proceeds will be going to Rob and a little bit to me, and making it so that his operation gets stronger and stronger, and eventually he has like an industry to counter the mainstream media.
Yeah, that's what we want to do. You know what I mean? So yeah, support the channel, guys, for sure. But support Sean, because what he's doing is amazing. There's not too many people like him that can do this. I haven't seen many people that are like real, the real deal. And I'll tell you right now, he is the real deal. Like, I mean, like him, Matthew Mornian, they're doing the God's work. They're doing God's work for real. Like, what I was going to say was, Warrior for Truth. You said, did I get your super chat? I did not get it. It didn't come through for whatever reason. I don't know. You might want to message YouTube about that, because I don't know. It didn't come through. So like, yeah, definitely tell them that, you paid for it. It didn't come through. I don't know. It could be targeting. A lot of weird stuff's happening tonight. Sean's connection's freezing. There's been multiple trolls in the chat. What else is going on? Super chats aren't going through. It's just like they're trying to do whatever they can, because you know why? Because this is real magic. That's why.
Yeah, we're breaking the matrix. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And anyone in the chat that we did healings on, let us know what your pain levels are from 10, what they were when they started to now, and let us know how that's going. And so that I can encourage others to also go in and to open themselves up to, like, if they've been dealing with crippling back pain for a while, they can get it done here. They can get rid of it. We can do it together, and then we share healing energy, and it upgrades, and then you can heal yourself. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And again, guys, we're not giving, for YouTube purposes, I'm not giving medical advice. So I don't want them to take the video down. Like, we're not, always consult your doctor before you do any of this stuff. And, yeah. So, yeah. And thank you, Sean. This was amazing. And thank you, everybody, for
consult
tuning
your
in
witch doctor.
That's hilarious, dude. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a good night, everyone. Take care. Good night.